I guys, hope you've warmed up. I felt it. Everyone good to go? We'll start. Anton?
Hi, Sarina.
Hi.
First off, just your reaction to the performance and the result.
Of course, happy with the win. I think the first half we played really well. We challenged them all the time. We played mainly on their half of the pitch and created chances. Scored 1 goal. I was really happy with that because what we wanted to do with, very young team, some debuts and some starters for the first time. One starter that hadn't started in 6 years, I think, or played for us. So many changes, but I thought, that was a very good first half. I think the second half, our level dropped. We were more sloppy. We didn't find the pockets well enough. That was a little bit harder. I think they did some different things, but I still think we were not as good aligned as we were the first half.
It was a very young team you selected. How many of those players do you think are ready for international football going forward?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer.
That's why I asked it.
Yes, it's a pretty good question. I think, you can tell that for some, that's the first time you had to get through these moments, become more comfortable, and everyone's different. So some were maybe a little more anxious than others, but that's okay. You have to get through. And now it's okay. How are you going to move forward? How quick does the development go? And that's what we've seen also with some other players who are now more starters than they were a couple of months or a couple of years before.
1 goal in this international break. I know you're missing, senior players up front, but is the sort of lack of creativity a little bit of a concern?
I don't think I was not concerned about the lack of creativity the first half we played. The second half, I thought we needed some more creativity, better decisions, better aligned decisions too, and opposite movements against Switzerland. I think when we played USA, that was a hard game, but we wanted to, in the final third, the last pass and those moments we needed to do better. I'm not really concerned. It's November. Of course, that's all the hardest part too, to be creative, create chances, score goals. That we have to improve that. Absolutely, we know that. Big concern. Well, at least not yet.
Thanks, Anton. We'll go to Emma, please.
Thank you. Thanks, Sarina. Just want to ask about the situation with Lucy Bronze. I just saw your quotes to ITV. What was that? Was that an error in terms of the team sheet? Was that
Unfortunately, that was a human error.
Was that from your team making that error in terms of like the FA? Was that?
That's us, yeah. Okay. We're all one. So yes, that was a human error from our side, and that's very frustrating, of course. And very disappointing, of course, because we wanted to bring her in, so mainly for her. So, things happen sometimes.
I know you don't like to talk about individuals, but obviously Grace Kinton on the score sheet again today, 3 goals in 5 games. She's making a strong case, I'd imagine, to get into your starting 11 more regularly. Yeah,
I think she's improving well. I think she had to do a couple of things too. Today she had a good game. And she's had more good games. Now the next step is to get into the squad more often and get consistency. But I was happy with that, and you can really tell that she's developing. I also thought that Jess Park made a difference today.
Yeah, and you said at the start of these 4 friendly matches you wanted to get information, you wanted to learn from them. Now that you've had them, can you tell us what information you have got and what you have learned?
Yeah, lots of information about individuals, where they are at this moment. And of course, it are 2 games, but we could play many players, exactly what we have done. So that gives us information. Also, how we wanted to tweak a couple of things in our style of play. That gave a lot of information too. So, of course, there's a lot of work to do, but I think that was very good to see from the team. Those are the main 2 things that I took from this. And off pitch, we did things with the team which I thought were really good for players. So they make the chance of development, and so the chance of being selected for the Euros higher. And let's start them with the first Nations League games in February.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll just go to Kit.
Hi, Sarina. Oh, yeah. Hello. So 2024 is now over for England. You've had your final game. How would you kind of assess the year as a whole, and where do you think England are at, essentially, in the context of your preparations for Euros?
Oh, the year of a whole, jeetje. I didn't even think about the spring yet. Spring, we were just really happy that we were in such a tough group of the Nations League and that we qualified in July. That was very important because I think these 4 games we have played now are crucial for our development. So I'm really happy with that. Of course, if you sum up the year, we missed a major tournament in the summer, which of course we would have liked to be too. But yeah, overall, happy with these 4 games that we've played. Gives us information moving forward, having Christmas, well, not yet. There's still a lot of football to go, but not with the national team. And then getting excited for the draw, the 16th of December. Then we know where we're going to play. And can't wait to get started with the team again in February.
And of the maybe slightly more inexperienced players tonight that did have some encouraging moments, how do they now make sure they can kind of translate those moments to games which have a bit more pressure, where it is a competitive game and, yeah, the spotlight's a bit brighter?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean with your question. So the young players, what?
So certain there would have been players tonight, I'm sure, that impressed you who are maybe quite inexperienced. How do they make sure they can give the performance that they've done tonight in a friendly, in a game where there's maybe a bit more on the line, like maybe in the Euros next summer?
Yeah, well, they had the opportunity now. The team that we had this camp, lots of players had the opportunity to show in these games, and other ones in training sessions. And now it's going back to club, perform at club at the highest level, keep doing that, get consistent performances, and also show we know of course exactly what they're working on, and show that there's going to be a difference and improvement. And then of course in our environment there's competition in all positions and very high competitions. So moving forward, yeah, you have to make sure that you're the best, at least that you're your best, and hopefully that's enough to be selected.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kit. We'll go back to Susie, please. Thank you.
Hey, Sarina. Just wanted to ask you another question about Grace. I thought she played quite a leadership role on the pitch in that first half in particular. She was pointing where the ball should be played, pointing to players that she thought passes should be played to, calling for the ball into her feet, calling for the ball in the air. Like, how much of a leadership role do you think she could play moving forward and you know, how impressive is that in such a young player?
Yeah, to be really honest, a leadership role that also what you see fully on her leadership role. I think to the first half especially, she felt very comfortable. I think the whole team, not the whole team, some youngsters find their feet, but I think how we got in the pockets and players close to her felt really comfortable, and that was really good to see. What I would like to see more from her is that she keeps overseeing pictures, even when the pace of the game is faster than it was tonight. But yes, you can tell she's on the way and she's improving. And yeah, hopefully she keeps showing that, and also at club.
Nice one, thanks.
Thanks, Susie. We'll go to Charlotte.
Hi, Sarina. A debut for Ruby Mace. What did she do well? What does she need to improve on, in your opinion?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a real thing to now evaluate every player of the team, because we haven't done that as an individual. I think Ruby is a powerful player, and I think in this game they dropped really deep, so there was not that much space. She dropped sometimes deeper than I thought you could play a little bit higher, and at moments turn forward. Some duels she played well. I think, yeah, just the general thing, what we want in that role as a 4, she was working on, but it was also her first game. Her debut in the national team, and so the first moment she had to get through, I think.
There's not so many obvious options as a backup for Kira Walsh, perhaps Georgia Stanway, perhaps Leah stepping up into that. How close do you think Ruby would be to compete for that position?
I can't answer that yet.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks, Charlotte. We'll go to Tom. We'll take the final question from Tom.
Thank you.
Amy.
Hi, Sarina. Could you help us maybe just understand the benefits from your point of view of making the 10 changes tonight rather than, for example, maybe say 5 changes on Saturday and 5 changes today, and kind of blending the two 11s into each other. Why do you want to maybe do one team Saturday and one team today?
Yeah, I think Saturday against the USA, I wanted to choose for that moment in that game what I thought the best starting lineup, because you played against the number one of the world, and I wanted to see many things, wanted to try out things, but also manage loads of players because there's a quick turnaround. So all these things together made me take these decisions I did.
Thank you. And Chloe, please just check two quick things as well. Jess Park coming off at half-time, that was just to rest her, or was there any injury?
Yeah. No. She, as you could see on the pitch, she was really well.
And Lotte Wibben-Moy wasn't on the pitch in this camp. Is that
No,
a fitness
she was
thing?
in the squad tonight.
But she didn't get a chance to come on.
No.
Is she a little bit further away from your plans at the moment?
Yeah, she's a little bit further away, indeed, especially with the competition going on in the centre backs. And I felt today also the urgency at the end to sub a fullback in.
Thank you very much.
Tom, we'll take a final question from Amy.
Hi, Sarina. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time we've seen the three at the back again since last October. I just wondered if is that to do with trying to get as many different players on the pitch today as possible, or is that something that you're going to assess moving forward to maybe see if this system could work for your team again like it did in the World Cup?
Yeah, we want to be adaptable to what we have in front of us and also how we want to play. So Saturday you saw that in possession we were with 3, out of possession we were with 4 defenders. Today, because they had another shape, we kept that way with 3 up. And the second half they changed it a little bit. That's why we wanted to change that also at the end of the game.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Well, can I say it? Merry Christmas already? Still lots of things to do, aren't there? Yeah, we'll see you soon. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You too, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.